Hello and welcome back to my podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Let Them Vent podcast. I'm your host, Anna Newton, and it's been a minute. For those of you who are not watching this on YouTube, I am talking into a birthday princess wand. I do have podcasting equipment, but you know what? I just was not in the mood to go get it right now. It's been, I think, 3 years. I started this podcast back in 2021, and I just took a little bit of a break. Probably wondering, why do you have a birthday princess wand? My birthday was 2 days ago, so that is why. But I thought I would be resurrected, if you will, for this time of year. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to get back into podcasting again. I've missed it. I've missed venting to you all. And so I'm here, another one of these many podcasts. But today I want to do just unhinged dating stories. So I thought I'd kind of get into it. It'd be fun. Again, a little bit, makeshift thing here. I have my Kindle holder here. So we're going to just see if this works. I'm going to attach my wand to the Kindle holder. And let's see, does this work? Hello, testing. We'll go check this. I'm in PJs right now for cozy vibes. I just feel like there should be all the cozy vibes when you're podcasting. So I'm here and let's get going. Okay, so we are back and ready to podcast, my dear friends, my dear lovelies. I just truly wanted to create a place that was comfortable, a place that was fun, a place people could literally come on here and vent to. And so let's chat. Let's chat about what's been going on in the past 3 years of my life. So real quick, I birthed a child. I already have one child to birth another child. Almost bled out. That was fun. That's just like how women just have so much fun just giving birth. I'm one of those people that have a really fun time giving birth, where I 2 for 2 almost died, but that's okay. My story is not typical, but guess what? I did not die. That's great. I'm gonna knit while I'm doing this, so hopefully, for those of you who are listening just on podcast form, you can't see it, but for those who are watching, you can see that I'm knitting a bala bonnet, which is essentially a hat and a scarf combined. Sounds kind of interesting. It is. I will post an updated video when this is done. But let's get started. Okay, so yeah, I have a son, 2 sons, one named Arthur, one named Teddy. So cute. I ate with their names, mostly because Teddy's name is Theodore, we call by Teddy, and Arthur's nickname is Bear. You're probably wondering, Anna, why is his nickname Bear? That's not short for Arthur. Well, Arthur comes from the name Artos, which is the Latin root, I believe, that says bear. I don't know. There's something to do with like Latin roots and stuff like that. Anyway, so my son's nicknames are Teddy and Bear. So how iconic. Usually how I start out this segment is I usually talk about things that I want to vent about. Let's just go over some of those, if you will, some things that I've been wanting to vent about recently. One thing is just growing up. My goodness, growing up is hard. There's obviously the freedom you get by being an adult, but then also like all this other stuff you have to do. And no one told you that when you were a kid and your birthday's magical is because of your mom. And then you become a mom yourself. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this magic comes from our mothers, like Christmas magic, everything, every single holiday. My mom was always really great at making every holiday so special. Like even St. Patrick's Day was like the most magical thing in the world. And my goodness, it is hard. It is really hard to do that. And so I just wish they came with prepackaged, like, this is exactly what you do. But moms out there, you guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. I'm so impressed by you. Something also that I want to vent about, I'm about a week out from ending my maternity leave. That's brutal. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the Europe, they have like year-long maternity leaves, which is probably way better for these kids' brain development, like to be not away from their mothers for that long. And then you can actually have like bonding time with your child. But no, here in America, we just like to corporate. And I am very lucky. I do love my job. I have a great team and stuff like that. But I will be honest, I am really going to miss maternity leave. And that's like a duh. But, just being with my son all the time and not having to worry about work and stuff like that is something that I will definitely miss. So that's kind of enough about me the past little bit. Oh my gosh, wait. I think I did record an episode. I never posted it. My goodness, back in 2023, I actually got a treatment for TMS that cured my depression. So that was like way fun. I no longer have depression. Woohoo! We're like, wait, what? You can't cure depression. You can. You can with magnets in your brain. They apparently have, like, when you're depressed, the part of your brain that is supposed to be lit up for like happiness and joy and various things is just like dark. So what do they do? What do they do? You're wondering. Okay, well, what they do is they go and put magnets on your brain, and they like put this huge thing on it and goes and like makes really loud noises, and it actually wakes up the part of your brain that's depressed. So I got that done 2 years ago, and 2.5 years ago now, and I have been depression free since. Hallelujah. Best thing ever. Very happy about that. I believe I recorded a full episode about that. I don't know where that is. I didn't see it on my podcast. So if I find that, I'll go post that so you guys can hear the full experience on that, because it was pretty incredible. One thing that I also, with that, some things I just want to talk about real quick that was like kind of fun with being cured of depression. Obviously, like not having depression, woo, like that's amazing. But some things that were also nice, weird I didn't expect, is I liked listening to music again. That's great. Depressed girly was having a hard time listening to music. I felt like a little kid again. That joy that I experienced like when you're a little kid, I hadn't felt it in a long time, and I felt it after getting depression treatment. So that was incredible. I also started wearing color again. I wore all black, and I was a very big advocate of wearing all black all the time. And I think a lot of people are. You know, black is great, but you know what? As soon as I was no longer depressed, I wore black for years, like all black. I wanted to wear color, and that's probably a little bit of a hot take. Looking back, I'm like, oh, the part of my inner child that was like a little bit like I can't wear color. I was like, maybe there's a little part of my soul that felt like a little bit sad and dark, and like I couldn't wear color. And guess what? When I started wearing color again, I had fun. It was so fun. I just felt like a little kid. So I've been having so much fun being not depressed. Obviously, I still have ups and downs in my day-to-day life, but like new lease on life. So that's been great. I used it to have another child, to work, so that's been fun. But that's kind of like the gist of the 3 years. Oh my gosh, it's kind of like when you meet up with a friend from high school and you're like, hey, what have you been up to? And you're like, I don't know what to tell you because when did I see you last? And I'm not sure what to tell you. Took up knitting. So on social media, took up knitting. I do needlepoint now, which is super fun. For those of you who don't do it, come on. We're like old lady hobbies over here, like knitting and needlepointing are so back in 2025. Especially just like, I think we need to bring more good vibes into the land, the sea, Taylor Swift's The Land, the Sea, the Sky. So I just think we need to have more fun. We need to have more positivity. We need to have more things. And so, like, I think we should be taking, honestly, life a lot less seriously than we currently do. When we take it a little bit too seriously, when we take ourselves too seriously, we get a little bit depressed, a little bit anxious. And I think that we should all just be able to live our day-to-day lives and love one another and have a vibe. Have a vibe, because I have like end of the world OCD, and I constantly stress about things, and I'm trying to be present in my present moment and be very happy. So knitting is one way I can do that. Do you like my setup? If you can't see it, I will explain where I'm at. I'm in my office. My husband did it for me. It like color drenched the room, which means that it's all one color. It's like a blue color. I have my fun little baubles up here, which are these little like blind box girlies that are, man, that's sounding insane for someone who doesn't know what this stuff is. It's like these cute little characters that are fun, and I think they they're handmade anyway. And I have my pictures. I'm sitting on a fun little bed, and I have, of course, my birthday princess wand set up. So welcome. It's Halloween time. I've decided that it would be fun to do crazy date stories. So I'll go into that with all of y'all. I was going to do scary stories, but I wanted positive vibes right now. I've listened to a lot of scary podcast stories, and you know what? Maybe I'll do it next week. But for this week, let's do a little fun one. Let's start your engines, because some of these are doozies. Well, actually, I wanted to start off with one of mine. I feel like I've already told this one, but it was such a long time ago, so I think I can tell it again. Painting a picture, 2016, like mid-height of Pokemon Go. Everyone and their dog, Pokemon Go. Okay? So, late at night, like the world felt safe again. The world was healed. Pokemon Go. People were like the search into the top search thing, like was over everything else, including PORN, was Pokemon Go. It was like the world was healing. So it felt safe to go out at night. I don't even know how to explain it. But me and my sister went at like 2 a.m. to a Pokemon Go, like it was like a meetup, but like they put like these things called lures where they were in physical locations. And so like ours was at the Provo Library, and then you could go there and it would attract more Pokemons to catch with your app. And so I was there with my sister, and everyone was just like having a fun time vibing. No one could see really anyone, but it just felt safe. It felt fun. And this one guy like kind of was talking to us. I couldn't really see him that well because it was late at night, and we were joking about like people would be like, oh my gosh, come over to this lure because there is Pikachu or whatever. Anyways, people would yell, Pikachu, whatever, and we go over there. Anyway, so he started like joking with us, and then he was like, hey, at the end of it, like we're all kind of like leaving, and he goes like, hey, would you like to go on a date with me, my friend? He didn't have a friend there, but like I was there with my sister, so I think he was trying to be like double date. She throws me under the bus immediately and is like, I have a boyfriend. When she's saying I have a boyfriend, I'm saying sure, because at that time in my life, I was taught you always have to say yes once to a date because it's really hard for guys to ask. Ladies, that is not the rule. You do not have to say yes to a date if you feel uncomfortable. But I said yes, and I was like, okay, I guess this is a solo date with me and this man. I'm in college, and I'm thinking, okay, great, we're gonna have this date with me and this man. Don't know anything about him. I think I don't remember his name at this point. I'm like, I think I knew his. Did I know his first name? Anyway, we exchanged numbers. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, it's fine. I went to BYU at this time, and I'm like, he is probably also just from BYU. What's an easy date? Okay, we're going to go around Provo campus, like BYU campus, and play Pokemon Go. That is super safe. I text the guy and I was like, hey, he's like, what do you want to do for a date? And I was like, let's do meet up on campus, let's play Pokemon Go. And I scheduled it for 4 hours. Tell me why I thought that was a normal date to do Pokemon Go for 4 hours. I didn't realize how long 4 hours was when I was suggesting it, but I was like, whatever. So he's like, sounds good, sounds so fun. He's like, where do you want to meet up? And I was like, let's meet up at the Creamery. This man goes, what's the Creamery? So I'm so sorry. For those of you who don't know, like if you are in like Utah Valley, everyone knows what the Creamery is. It's a place you go get ice cream, and it's literally at BYU. So I'm like, this man is not from BYU. Oh no, who is this man? I sent him the location. I'm feeling a little sketched out, but I'm feeling like, okay, I'm still on campus. So we're walking around campus. It's like the middle of the day, so we'll be fine. It's not going to be a big deal. So I was like, I sent him the location, like, let's go get snacks at the Creamery. He gets there. He's like, I'm so sorry. I am running a little late. It's 30 minutes late. And I'm like, no worries, no big deal. Turns out this man biked there from like I don't even know how far away. I think it was like so far away. Like he had to cross the freeway. And I was just like, man, that man is dedicated. But anyway, he pulls up his bike. He said, I'm here. So my friends, I'm leaving my dorm, and my friends are like, well, do you know what he looks like? And I'm like, honestly, just joking, but like, I'm looking for someone in full Pokemon getup. I am not joking when I tell you. I go into the Creamery, and this man head to toe Pokemon getup. I'm talking Ash Ketchum vibes. I'm talking gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon in his hand. I'm talking like the backpack, like the full, like it is Halloween time. And he is there. And he is there with his like gotta catch them all, and he's like, let's go play. And I'm like, okay, dedication. Turns out this man was about 30 years old. I was 18 at this point. Did not realize he just moved to town. A little sketched out at that point. Didn't know much about him, and I thought we had something in common. Turns out we did not. At that time, I'm like, we are not both from college. It's fine. Moving on. So I'm like, okay, let's go get some treats. And I purposely didn't put it around like a meal because the meals can be stressful. And I was like, let's get treats. And I also suggested I'll just buy my own treats because at that time I was gluten-free, and they can kind of be expensive treats. And so I'm like, I'll just use my own student card and I'll buy my own treats. He goes, sounds good, no worries. Here am I thinking like maybe he's gonna like ask to pay for them. No, he does not. Anyway, so I get, it gets even better. I get all the treats, I put them on the tray like to go check out, and he puts his behind mine. And so I am checking out. They're purchasing something like on my meal card. I had like no money every month to buy these food. And beep, 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 beep. They're like, okay. And then, are you guys together? And I'm like about to say, no, we're not together. Like this is separate. And he goes, yeah, she's paying. Ooh, okay. So yes, broke college student, cool, amazing. Ash Ketchum here, 30-year-old non-college student, never been to college in Ash Ketchum. Loving it. Okay, I'm also paying for your food. Amazing. Cool. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. We're going to go start walking around campus. catching Pokemon. So we're walking around campus catching Pokemon, and for those of you who never used it, it's like you open your camera and you seeing things around you, and then they like superimpose like a Pokemon, so it like looks like you're catching it in your real life, but you're really not. But like they're in specific locations, so like it encourages you to walk and get fit, Anyway, so come to find out, this man, I do not have quite literally anything in common with this man, except for the fact that we like Pokemon Go. Like there was no background lore, there was no hobbies, there was nothing that we could connect on. I'm like, this man is just so different. Like I was like, do you do this? Do you watch this show? No. Like I was so confused who this person was. It's just Pokemon Go. So like whatever, we're just gonna talk about Pokemon Go. This point in time, it's been about an hour and I'm just like losing my mind. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make an excuse because like 4 hours is too long. So I just let him know, hey, just found out like I have cleaning checks. I have to be back in an hour. What did I do it sooner than that? I don't know. I did 2 hours, right? So we're walking around campus, nothing in common, walking around with this 30-year-old in Ash Ketchum outfit. And these people come up to us with cameras in their face and they're like, hey, can we interview you? And we're like, whoa, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, like they're like, we're trying to see if you guys playing Pokemon Go. And like, obviously we're playing Pokemon Go. He's like dressed up like a Pokemon, like, and yeah, we're playing Pokemon Go. We're trying to see people who play Pokemon Go know current events. So he asked me current events. I'm like nailing all these questions. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely know current events. I know what's going on with things. And then at the end of the interview, and they're filming us, they go, oh, are you two married? And while I'm like stumbling and saying, no, we're not married. I just met him. This is our first date. He like comes in like with the arm around my shoulder, like, not yet. Oh, I just met you, sir. I just met you. Anyway, felt so uncomfortable. Anyway, so we spend the rest of the hour talking about the limited information of Pokemon I know. What I know about Pokemon is from playing it for 2 weeks and my childhood and like collecting Pokemon cards. It had been a minute and I don't know the expansion packs of Pokemon. I don't know all these different lores. I know the traditional Pokemon. I know Ash Ketchum. I know their friends and oh my gosh, what's their name? Like I'm like forgetting the names, like Mitzi, Brock, like I know the basic core Pokemons. And he was just like, do you know this thing? And I just didn't know any of it. So finally I get out, cleaning checks by that. He goes and hops on his like little BMX bikes and bikes away. Who knows how far away. Nothing happened, thank heavens, like I was safe. But I get back to my apartment and I'm like, you know what? I never like to lead people on. I'm just gonna be very honest with this man. I said, hey, thank you so much for the date. I'll be honest though, I just think that like, I said, I think we're probably just gonna be better being friends. And immediate switch up, immediate. I didn't like you anyway. I thought you were ugly. I was just looking for friends. Like just immediate switch up. Laying it thick on me. I was like, you know what? This is a 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. I'm not about this life right now. I'm going to unsubscribe from this and I'm going to block this number. I blocked him and I never heard from him again. So starting out strong, yeah, that was my story. Let's get into some of your stories. He spoke about his dead ex-girlfriend and asked me if he could call me by her name. Call me by your name. Stella. No. Just when I hear that, I'm like, oh, hang on. I was thinking this was just an ex-girlfriend. This is a dead ex-girlfriend. At that point, I'm like, how did she die? How did this girl die? Also unpacking a dead ex-girl, like talking about an ex on a date is kind of wild unless you're being like, oh, I have this funny story. But them being dead and that is a lot. That's a lot to unpack for a first date. Okay. Ask if I could call me by her name, Stella. Does he need to go? Do we need to call 911? I think that maybe we're a little bit too nice in these dates. Thank heavens I cut my date short by 2 hours, but no. Stella. But okay. Rest in peace, Stella. Girl, like, did he murder her? I'll be so for real. But this experience ruined that cute dog from Modern Family in my head. Yes. I fear every single time I would hear the name Stella after that, I would be terrified. Why did he bring up her, like, on the first date? Like, and then, like, how did she die? You should put an extra lock on your door. I'm nervous for you. Okay. I was dating someone, and on the 4th day, we went back to his house. We went to his room to take it from there. He immediately cannonballs on his bed. Ooh, enthusiastic. The guy was also quite large and overweight. The bed broke. Oh, the bed broke, of course. And I just stood there flabbergasted. What do you? I'm sorry. In that situation, what do you do? Okay, we have a visitor. Woo! This is just the reality of motherhood. I have my 2-month-old baby with me. Okay. I think we're ready for the next story. What do you think? Do you think, Arthur? We're ready for the next story? Okay. Okay. So I matches with this guy who insists we go to Olive Garden because he had a surprise planned. I'm already scared. We sit down, no surprises yet. He keeps eyeing the endless breadsticks like they're going to sprout legs and escape. Sir. Suddenly he leans over and whispers, "Follow my lead." He proceeds to stuff breadsticks into every pocket of his cargo shorts. Is he Napoleon Dynamite? He like those. You think this is so funny? Yeah. I feel like he's Napoleon Dynamite in the scene where he like puts tots in his cargo shorts. As we leave, a breadstick falls out and rolls across the floor. I forgot to mention that we were kicked out by consuming too many breadsticks without ordering. I thought you had to order anyway. He yells, "Be free, my child," and tries to kick it towards the exit like he's escaping captivity. I never saw him, though sometimes I look at Olive Garden and wonder how many pockets he has filled since. I feel like at that point, you would probably get banned from Olive Garden. Huh. We planned a simple coffee date. He shows up with his mom. Oh, immediately no. Unless you're like 10, immediately no. Or she has dementia or something. Like, there is no excuse for this. Huh? No excuse. No warning, zero discussion. Not even a text. Okay, amazing. He sits down between us. Sorry? His mom immediately starts interviewing me. What's your stance on quilting? Quilting? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How often do you floss? Then she takes my drink without asking and switches with hers to test my manners. Immediately no. The final straw came when she asked if I was emotionally prepared for twins. What? Wait, do they have twins in their family? Referring to him and his mother. No, that was funny, huh? I noped out of there so fast. Oh my gosh. Mommy, like I'm literally sitting here with my child right now, my son who I love so much, but I could never imagine going on a date with you and a girl being like, if you're going to marry to me, you're going to get married to me. My son, you're going to get married to me too. Huh. Next one. First date at a comedy club. Great vibes. I'm laughing. He's laughing. The audience is laughing. Then the comedian starts a crowd interaction bit. My date stands up and yells, "I have to go. They found me," and sprints towards the emergency exit like the FBI is swinging through the ceiling Mission Impossible style. He sprints towards the exit like the FBI is swinging through the ceiling like Mission Impossible style. The alarm blares because he's going through emergency exit. Comedian stops mid-sentence. I later got a text. "Sorry about that. Long story. Want to hang out again?" No explanation. No context. Mystery remains unsolved. Girl, I almost feel like you just gotta, like, for the plot, like, you gotta call him up and be like, what happened? Also, that was an amazing bit that, like, did the comedian not use it? I need to know, because I'm like, he gave him gold. I'm so confused. Okay, we met at a cute little dessert cafe. I sit down. He stays standing. Not just standing like he's guarding. I ask if he wants to sit. Is he like he literally, I'm like, honestly, slay, like if you went on a date and you just look like you had personal security, I'm dying. I asked if he wants to sit. He says he can't because he read an article once that sedentary lifestyles decrease longevity. Apparently, chairs cause death. He insisted he would graze upright like our ancestors. What? Eats his ice cream while basically doing a slow motion squat, every muscle shaking, drips everywhere. Multiple employees ask if he's okay. He says, "I'm fine, I'm not weak, I'm evolving." I just know this is like one of those like an alpha male that tends like alpha male things, like incel population. He finally tries to sit for 1 second, flinches, shoots back up, and announces he needs to go home to stretch to undo the damage. So did you okay, you met at the cafe. I'm like, does he not drive? He left with 90% of his ice cream still on the floor. Do you live in a city? I feel like so many things. I'm like, do you live in a city? Did he drive there? Does he stand upright on a train? How does he get around places? I'm so confused. Okay. He suggested a walk around a big nature preserve. Cute idea. Fresh air. Ducks minding their own business. Lovely. Then we approach a group of geese. Oh, immediately no. Like geese, you just know. Like you will get eaten alive. His eyes light up like he found a target audience. He starts performing, whistling, blowing, extending arms. Y'all doing too much. He tells me he grew up on National Geographic and knows how to communicate. One goose hisses, he bows lower. Another goose charge, he yells, "Stay back!" Because apparently they respect dominance. Yeah, man, you didn't have it. So that's why they charged. They did not respect dominance. There you go. I sprinted, he tripped. A goose stole his baseball cap and left. I'm dying. She called it a day and that was it. These men here, I don't hear crazy guy dating stories. I wonder if it's because it's more typical for guys to ask girls out. But like, I'm so baffled by this group of men. Like, not, it's a group of men. Like, obviously these are like the interesting ones, but like, where are these coming from? I am back. Met this guy. Hopefully this isn't, no, I'm going to put you back. Okay. Let's okay. Met this guy through a mutual friend. It was a dinner date and very normal for the first 10 minutes. He says he's into spiritual stuff. Woo woos. Cool. Totally chill. Then he reveals he has access to his past life personalities. Honestly, slay. Again, mildly interesting until he sits up straight and introduces, oh no, as Commander Talon of the Galactic Fleet. What? I mean, you mean future lives? Like, we're not talking about past lives here. We're talking about, like, imaginary lives. We're talking about dissociative identity disorder. What are we talking about here? Server comes over. Commander Talon orders a Coke. Not space juice, just a Coke. Okay. So he's normal now. Mid-meal, he switches personas again and starts speaking in Shakespearean-ish English. Fair maiden, dost thou crave more mozzarella sticks? Elegant yet extremely confusing. By dessert, he's using a wise monk who refuses utensils and eats cheesecake with his hands. Where are these people coming from? This is like, I wonder if, did he think this was a cute bit? Like, was he an actor? Was this an improv group? I need to know. The check arrives and he becomes himself again. No mention of the fleet. Nothing. He said this was fun. We should meet up again. Needless to say, she never saw him again. I'll give it to him for the improv. That's really fun. I feel like this was a dare. Oh, okay. This is one I was telling me by a good friend. She went on a date with this guy who really wanted to impress her. So he thought it'd be a good idea to ask his like LDS, like those are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like the bishop, to dress up like a homeless man, and hide in a cemetery. So they were at a cemetery walking around. I think it was kind of late at night, a little spooky. And then like they walk by the homeless man and the guy's like, the date's like, yo, what are you looking at my date like? And she's like, what do you mean? Like, leave the homeless man alone. And he starts like shoving the homeless man, who's really the bishop. And he's like, no, what are you doing? Like, leave her alone. And she's like, no, please just leave this man alone. This poor homeless man alone. And they start getting into like a full-blown fist brawl fight. And she's just sitting there shocked, stunned, in silence, and being like, what is just happening? And then come to find out that he planned the whole thing and he was choosing it to be impressive and it was his bishop all along. I'm so confused and so lost. Okay. This is the last story. We are going over on a date for a mini golf. A mini golf, I should mention, is nearby a beach. Okay, cool. Slay. Warm. He shows up with a backpack, which is a little odd since we're just going mini golfing, not climbing Mount Everest. Mid-game, he pulls out a metal detector. And at first, I thought he was just joking, but nope. In between each swing, he swings that thing around and like hops over the fence to go try to find gold. Is this, I mean, I know I've seen people with metal detectors like on the beach. I know you can find stuff, but like, I thought that was like the 80s. Like, is that still a thing? Honestly, like, same. I want to do it too. He says he's manifesting riches. Same. Always, which come my way. Every beep sends him diving into a bush. Okay. He finds bottle caps and one old penny from 1988. He calls it a sign prosperity is near. It's a sign you need to get the Uber here. Now. Later, sorry. I get a hole in one while he's arguing with the landscaping people. Okay. He misses the entire back nine because he claims something valuable is under a plastic pirate statue. Okay, now that's just vandalism. Leave the pirate guy alone. But I think that maybe he's confusing this with like pirate treasure. At this point, you probably gonna get kicked out of this place. He later texts me a picture of a quarter he found in the parking lot and writes, "This could have been ours." Oh, sir, keep the quarter. You need it more than I do. Yeah, I think the idea of finding something with a metal detector honestly sounds super romantic and super interesting. But I was recently cleaning out my parents' garage because they're moving out of my childhood home, and I found like a gold dollar. What's that called? Gold dollar? Golden dollar? Silver? It's not a silver dollar, but it's just like a dollar coin, right? And we looked it up, and like first thing we say, like we looked up what kind it was, and the years like that, and it's like immediately it's like $5,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just struck gold. So I and my husband were like looking up. I'm like all of them, seeing them listed for like if not 5,000, 2,000, 100, 200. I'm like amazing, worth $1.15. I think it was 25 actually, $1.25. So did not manifest. Those were just like I was hoping, but yeah, that happened. Yeah, that was the last of the stories, but thank you for letting me come and vent, guys. I'm definitely curious to see what you guys are wanting to hear more stories of. I'm just having fun over here, honestly, and I'm just trying to do more fun, vibey things. So, next week I might do some more spooky stuff, but this week was just supposed to be kind of fun, laid back, loose, and stuff like that. But it's really great to chat with you guys all. I might find that podcast episode that I recorded. Honestly, I think I've recorded 5 or 6 that I finished recording and never uploaded. So maybe I'll go back and do that. But we'll see where we go from here. I can't promise weekly, but I am going to see where things go. I have a newborn, going back to working full time. But yeah, love you and thanks for letting me vent. Bye.